Hey y'all, and we're back with another reaction on Sebastian Rogers' case. Now, Katie was Katie Proudfoot was questioned by a YouTuber, okay? And I'm glad that the YouTuber was stronger than she was last time. She held up good. And she asked, I'm glad she had a line of question to ask Katie, okay? Because the last time she had Chris on there and she didn't know what to say. And she had, so I want to give her her dab on that. Girl, give me a high five. Okay, now what we're going to listen to is Katie. The lady asked Katie, hold on, y'all. Yeah, my moving around, Phil. Hold on. Hold on for a minute. The lady asked Katie, what would she have to say to the person who has her son? And this is her answer. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me get it together. Yeah, the lady asked her what would she say to whoever had her son. Well,
I would say to Sebastian that we love you, baby. Bubba, we're going to find you. We're going to bring you home.
okay, and I would, okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell y'all what she said.
I would say to Sebastian that we love you, baby. Bubba, we're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And I would say to somebody that has my son that they better let him go and they better come out because we're going to come and we're going to find him. We're not going to stop and we're going to bring an army with us. I'd have slept outside that boy's door. I say it like that. I promise I'm not laughing.
You just laugh.
Hey!
I would have...
Interesting, you can't answer that.
I don't know. I would have made sure to check him 100 times. Older, and you think that they're okay and that they're good, and you don't check as much.
Because...
Like when you get up, when he was little, if I woke up, I'd check on him. I was always looking at him, and as he got older, and he didn't need that as much anymore, and I took that for granted. I thank you again.
When I said I'd answer questions and people want to put questions up there and then you want to put your comments and your 2 cents in with the question, you're going to get an answer. Sebastian is not afraid. He runs up to me, he gives me a big old hug, says I love you, says I miss you. When I'm out of town, his mom, he'll look at his mom and say, hey, when's Mr. Chris coming home? Ooh, there's a child in beyond discipline. There's a difference between... From personal experience, I know the difference between both. And I vowed I would never, from personal experience, them or trying to get some ordered and sent to them, find me on Facebook, send me your just hit me up, and I will send you the point of contact, and you guys can reach out to him and work it out.
In fact, actually, yeah, I would like to get that information. And
Guys, I want to know in the comments now.
about this.
I was curious about a statement that Miss Proudfoot made earlier that canine dogs hit on the barn around the home and near a retention pond. Did that happen?
I'm not sure about the barn, but the retention pond, yes.
Because law enforcement says the dogs did not hit But Miss
There's been
Proudfoot
a-
says they did hit around the retention pond.
So there's been a lot of miscommunication in regards to what is and what is not. To help clear that up, law enforcement has actually spoken directly with me, showed me a few things. What I can tell you is from day one, there was 5 dogs that started the scent for the search. And then after that, from the next 8 days out from that, there have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had scent hits in various locations. But I would say a certain percentage of them tend to go toward the same spot, which would have been a retention pond. They did. There was at least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond. Drained it, and there's nothing. The retention pond was only knee deep anyways. Enforcement of all agencies, they have actually told us that there is no foul play, no nefarious issues. We've been cleared of all wrongdoing. We are working extremely cooperative with all law enforcement agencies at any point in time that they've called, come to the house, anything.
To be honest,
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. If he had been close to the house or had walked off, that we would found him by now with as many people as we had searching. They checked, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Had to be in the front row. Up front row.
And 2.
Be in the front row.
In 2 different households.
Up front row. Front row.
In 2 different households.
And I was like hollering his name, and I picked up the phone and I called my husband and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in his effing house. We can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was like hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like three-wayed law enforcement and was telling them like our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way, and I drove back to the house, and you know, I sit back and I'm not a talker, but I try to meditate and see what is going on with these parents. I'm trying to see what is going on with these parents. Let me ask you something. Is Kata is in part, is the mother Katie is go to church? Did he go on a trip with his grandparents and they dropped him off? Is he in a safe place? It's something about that they having dinner, y'all, right here together. They having dinner right here together. Why they supposed to be looking for their child? I don't understand why are they comfortable. That's what's the problem. They are so comfortable. Okay, y'all, this is the Proudfoot back porch. This how the back porch look. So there's no trace of him right there, okay? And this their backyard. And the wooded trees, and I see a fence. And this is the other part of the back porch. Look at it. They don't know if he came out the back porch. So we know he didn't come through the backyard, y'all. Got the doors were locked, okay?
Doors were locked. How she know he didn't come get out with the window? How they know he didn't come out the window? Oh yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's see here. One something, I think.
Yeah. And then did you have to go back up there and get your camper? I mean, is that what y'all had to go back and get that? Somebody had to drive
Yes.
it back? Or?
No. It's a fifth one. It's a fifth one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell. Somebody was just.
No. You know, so there's a couple things that, because of this whole situation, I hope families never endure.
Right.
Without going into great details, I almost lost my job.
Mm-hmm. Over this?
Yes, over this, very much. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And because of that, I was like, well, so I got permission, and I say I got permission. I asked law enforcement, said, hey, I need to go down, go get my fifth wheel, and I need to bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, you know, and they said, okay. So we told them what day we were going. And we went down there. We weren't even down there, I don't know, 24 hours maybe. I think we were down there maybe 17 hours. Long enough to get down there. I finished packing everything up. And I say she didn't go. I was down there long enough to pack everything up. I spent the night in my trailer. Hooked up the next morning and came home.
Mm-hmm. So, but will you be going back to work there? I mean, they'll allow you to go back to work there? I mean, in Memphis?
Things had worked out. I will be returning to work.
Good. Chris, what time did you get home on Monday?
Okay, y'all, I want to hear what y'all think about this, about Sebastian Rogers. What about his grandparents? Decided to go to Alaska, y'all. Alaska. And the grandson is missing. I don't care if they did have a trip already planned, tickets already this and that, but he's missing. So the grandparents decided to drive to Washington. Okay? And when they drove to Washington, they got off right there and caught a private plane to Alaska. Sebastian is missing. Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot decided to drive to Chris' job. Sebastian missing. What? I believe. Oh, then they try to tell y'all that don't pay attention to the flashlights that's running back and going forward. Katie Proudfoot heard a thought, and what is that? No, it sound like if you in your room, then she changed it and said she was on the sofa. See, lies was told to us from the beginning. I never seen nothing like this where nobody is concerned about Sebastian. Can I ask y'all something? Where is his cousins? Don't he have cousins? Don't he have somebody to play with who don't he have cousins that he plays with? And mom said something that kind of discourage me is his puberty. He's growing up. Hair growing, facial hair on his face. 1 minute he wanted on there, 1 minute he wanted off of there. But the pictures we are seeing right here are on the younger pictures. We haven't seen Sebastian older with hair on facial hairs. We haven't seen the big boy yet. Now, mom is not, she's upset because it's her son, okay? But how do we know that wasn't Katie and Chris in the woods? How we know that wasn't Katie and Chris and that was Katie that ran back to the house? How we know that? How we know that they not involved? How we know Katie not involved? And Chris was out of town. And Katie took it away. It was her plan. If Chris wasn't at home, if Chris was working, who did she guide him to take him out the house, away from the house? Instead of trying to make like somebody came in there and took him out the house, like an abduction. We've got to ask these questions. Katie talked like as if he's coming back home. We're going to get him, and he come back. Bring him back here. I don't want him to go. Bring him back here. Now, strange how, go back to what I just said, strange how the grandmother, after the child is missing, is gone. Strange that Katie child is missing and she's gone. How do you know he never came back to knock on the door to try to get back in the house? Okay, I showed y'all a video of the backyard. Allegedly, he didn't go out the backyard. We don't have no update from nobody. They don't feel like they don't have to tell the public, but they always putting something in here so the public can figure it out, so we can figure everything out. Now, Katie thinks everything's funny. She thinks everything funny is funny. Because you know why? She's a mother. She's the part of it. She loved her son. And her son loves her. But he don't want to be there no more. So the question is, did the grandparents, I haven't seen Chris' parents on the news, period. Do the grandparents know where Sebastian is? Did they take him out? Well, people would have seen him get on the plane. Why are we going through this with Sebastian and the mama always laugh? Why do she think things funny? Even in the interview, she laughed. And then another interview, she laughed. She thinks it's funny. What happened to Sebastian? Y'all, this is your girl, Miss LENIT, GILL, the scoop. I'm going to bring it to you because I know I keep it real. I'm out of here.